Yes, Grimwade gang, what is good? Welcome back to Dinner Diaries episode 9! Yes, and today we will be discussing what to do when somebody tries you. Who's going to pray?
Me!
Alright, I think that was one of these girls.
I can say
Okay, go ahead, Hosanna.
1, 2, 3, clap. Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Please bless it to our bodies as we eat. We are sorry for our sins and ask you to forgive us now. And in Jesus' name,
Amen. Alright, let's go get it.
Mum, what do we have for dinner?
We've got cheese and pasta for some of the younger ones, and then we've got rice with
Who can't take the spice?
rice with jerk chicken stew.
Yes, yummy.
Yes, darling. Yeah, so I mean, come on, guys. Do we get tried in life ever?
Yes.
Yeah. Just sometimes. Yeah. I feel. Oh, go on, Helen.
Sorry,
No, I feel like there's obviously varying situations where you'll get tried. It's not always by those that are immediately around you. It might be on the road with somebody that you don't know, who's a stranger.
It could be anyone.
So when you say
It could be
try, what do
absolutely
you mean?
anyone.
Sorry, when you say
When someone does something that you don't approve of, what's the right way to handle that? Because everyone gets wronged in life, right? But how do you respond? Because you're only responsible for how you act. And Hosanna's throwing her rice all off the side of her plate, but don't worry about it. I won't react to it. You see? It's working. No, I'm joking, I'm playing. But seriously, yeah, like, how do you do? Like, I'll maybe start with the younger ones. Wait, sorry, just a sec, big ones. Guys, if someone, you know, wrongs you, and there's no right or wrong answer, I can imagine we're gonna get some really shocking ones here. But, Rue, what do you do if someone tries you? So, let me give you a scenario. You are in a football game, and someone says that you are rubbish. What do you do?
Show them that you're not rubbish and like skill up every player on the pitch, and then even like fake the goalkeeper and then score.
So you're saying, in the way you would respond is by actions, right? Yeah. Okay. I think that's fantastic. Houston, did you want to say anything, darling? Yeah. What did you want to say?
Just keep working hard and just keep going, keep working hard.
That is very good.
Well
I think that even, yeah, well done, Halo. Round of applause for Houston, because that was very, very good, girl. Very good. Sorry, now older ones, you can go. Hosanna is still making the rice come out all the way down here, frying it around. Food fight? No, I'm joking, playing. Don't no food fight. Go on, Hallie.
I feel, Harper, can you go first? Because I need to like...
I've got a mouthful.
Okay, alright, so I'm going to say, alright, go on, Hosanna.
Yeah, I feel like obviously you can only control your actions in life, and even when someone is really, really, really annoying you, you have to like just be calm, be composed. If we're in like a competitive scenario, just make sure
you're in a competition.
Yeah, if we're in a competition, just make sure you're doing the best, and it's like undeniable to anyone who watches, even people who don't want you to win.
Yeah,
just make sure you're doing the best. Make sure you're calm and make sure you're just not affected by anything. Even if it does affect you a little bit on the inside, like you get really annoyed by it, just keep it calm on the outside and make it look like it didn't like affect you at all, because then that person will either stop because it doesn't work, or they'll just be like, oh, well, why are they not listening to what I'm saying? They should be affected by this or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let Harper go next because she turned her
So like for instance,
2 seconds, Taylor.
like if you're
Go on, keep
if
going.
you're in a boxing match and someone is like talking to you like in the match, like, come on then, you're rubbish. I think, and then you lose at some point or lose in the match. I think you should train even harder than you was training before, and keep going until you do better at each
Like until
match.
you come back and you're able to win in that scenario. I totally agree. Go on, Hannah.
I think you can just do actions, but another thing is it's even better if you say, oh, I'm gonna do this, and you actually do it, but not just talk and then do nothing.
Now this is funny you say that, because I think that we're in a world where people talk. I use people like Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimovic and people like that. People don't generally like people that speak and do. But I've never personally understood that, like not at all. I don't get when, because I quite admire it. If someone can say, she's enjoying that. Yeah, if someone, wow, that is a big mouthful. If someone can say, oh, I'm gonna do X, and they can prove that they can do it, I think they should be applauded, because once you've said that, there's pressure on you, like immediately, because people are looking like, okay, what? Like you said you can do this, let me see then. Do you know what I mean? And to have the composure to do that, I think it's a good thing. Like, go on, darling.
It shows a lot of confidence. And it shows that you're sure of yourself, and that will filter out in your actions. And I think half the battle of people, if someone gets on your nerves and you kind of like having some sort of, come up against them or whatnot, is believing it yourself in your head. Like if you just give it all mouth and no, but you're actually kind of shaking and inside,
you're rattled.
Then you're rattled. Then it's probably not going to work. Frank's actually that bit of chicken back on my plate. I love that. But I was just gonna add, like, I know as a child, I was someone who would internalise. So if someone got on my nerves, I probably wouldn't say much about it, and I would just probably feel really angry on the inside, and then just do something dumb, just because I was like, rattled, or like just frustrated, but didn't know how to get my frustration out. And do you think if someone gets on your nerves, is it okay to feel frustrated about it?
You're
absolutely. I think it's human nature.
Yeah. It's great. It's like you're just amazing if anybody in the world can say whatever they want to you, and it actually just doesn't affect you like any one time that happens. That is amazing if you can do that. But I feel like most people in the world, it will affect us. It will affect people.
I honestly think
it will annoy you. Yeah.
I think because, and I say that, sorry to interject, but I say that as someone who, this is just being totally transparent, like, I am quite good at like saying, okay, cool, so and so said X or whatever, and just being like, and then proving better. But over time, I think, and this is some old man stuff, but like over time, there you go. That's a good way of putting it. Thanks, babe. Good save. I think that over time, I think it can have an effect on you that sometimes you don't realise it's having, and then you just wake up at 40, what I'm about to be next year. Yay for daddy! Not yet. I'm not one of those ones who doesn't want to grow up. I think it's great. Yeah, I do. I think it's
like you get more wisdom.
More experience, all of that. But exactly. But I think you wake up and you realise I'm just like, all of a sudden you don't give time to certain stuff when back in the day maybe you would have. You know what I mean? Maybe you would have tried with people a bit more, but especially when you end up getting your own unit, like especially one as amazing as I've been blessed with you guys, which I'm so thankful for. Careful, Halo, take that off your face, good girl. And then you can sometimes feel you don't need outside, because you have a small army of your own, which I think is both a blessing and a curse. Just being totally honest, I think that it's great to have something like that, have a structure like that, but also I think sometimes we still need some humanity about us, and to love others and stuff.
I think when we say, is it wrong if it affects you? Obviously, effect can be in the negative sense or in the positive sense. So it could be like, it affects me and makes me go into myself, or it could be, it affects me and it makes me think, I'm going to come back stronger. But
I was just about to say that, sorry.
No, go on.
A frustration in some people, like Harper, can like build you up to go better.
My God.
She was just staring into nothing. I was like, you are. But yeah, it can get you more confident and push you harder. But sometimes it can also just get you frustrated and rattled, as you said. But I feel like you can control your emotions, so you can find a way to use it in the right way and not the wrong way. But yeah,
like once I was at We Made Footballers.
Yeah.
And I was
big up We Made Footballers.
Yeah. I was very stressed because Harper scored a lot of goals against me, and I wasn't really getting that pass quickly. So when it was a water break, Daddy said use that anger to get faster in like.
Absolutely. Channel, and that's what your parents hopefully are for. Because we've been through life a bit. It's like we can hopefully help guide you as to how to use those frustrations or those emotions in general, because they might be happy emotions. Sometimes people do dumb stuff when they're happy. Like when you are, because basically it's when you get to a super level of any emotion, your adrenaline's right there. So like for instance, I don't know, you could be super happy about something and go and jump at the top of a building and then slip. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm celebrating, whoop, see you later. Like exactly. So something that was happy and was really cool, and you didn't see, you didn't really think much of. You was just trying to celebrate, just be happy, and you didn't think through the process. That can even turn out to be negative. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, quickly, I was just going to say, one thing I think is the hardest thing to deal with is when people frustrate and annoy you when you know you're in the right. So I think sometimes if you've done something and you're in the wrong, you need to learn to just be like, okay, do you know what, that wasn't correct, sorry, fine. Say someone's pointed out what you've done wrong, or just you've told them to do something and they've done it another way and their way was better or whatever and your way was actually wrong. You have to just take the loss and then learn from that.
Yeah.
But when you're actually in the right and someone tries to be, correct you or whatever, and then you just want to be like, look, I'm in the right, and you just need to recognise. Sometimes
you feel like you're getting that's injustice.
Yeah, and that's sometimes the hardest kind of frustration to have to deal with, because obviously, mummy's always right, and then when anybody else in the house tries to come against what mummy says, it's very frustrating. I
was like, yeah.
I was waiting for Daddy to be like, what are you trying to do? No, but that's just a joke. But obviously, sorry, I find myself so funny sometimes.
That's alright.
All the time. No, but obviously.
I believe in yourself. Wait a minute, baby, mum's
sorry, I'll just land. When you, like how you said, feel like you've had an injustice, then that's when you really have to dig deep, because sometimes it's going to be a process before, you know what I mean, your thoughts are proved to be right.
And on top of that, sorry Houston, I'm jumping in, but please forgive me. Thank you. When you have been wronged and there is some kind of injustice, you have to dig so deep, hold all your emotions together, and know that your day will come if you continue to do the systems that you've put in place in your life to do well. That is so important. And I think anyone in life finds that difficult, but the best people in the world, the most successful people in the world, they are good at doing that, or they have a team that helps them to operate in that way.
Houston can go then.
Thank you, Houston.
If you do well in football,
keep working hard.
Yeah.
And you'll get your reward.
Yeah, sorry, I was just wanting to get my last point in, was that I think people like you described, babe, they've got a focus, and they've got their eyes and an objective. They've got a focus on something, so they know that they've got particular tasks every day that they want to fulfill. So say someone's annoyed you yesterday.
Hello, take that away from
Say someone's annoyed you yesterday. Then the next day, you're still going to know that my pathway is to get up and do X, Y, Z, and that's going to keep you focused.
Yeah. Halo, listen, enough now. Put the fork down. Thank you very much. Because it's dangerous, sweetheart. If you put that near your eye, that is going to be very dangerous, and we don't want to see anything happen to you, okay? Alright, we love ya.
If you cut yourself.
Yeah, we don't want that. Anyway, back to mummy.
That is something that
guys.
That is something that will help you conquer.
Yeah.
And another thing is that we were talking about injustice a second ago, and then I think that's something, Daddy, you can say this, but you struggled with when you was younger.
Very much so.
And I feel like me and Rue do a little bit as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But
But go on, Victoria.
No, I was just going to say, just to wrap it up, I think one practical thing to do as well off the back of that is when you do have frustrations, if you know there's certain things that will help you like calm down, just go for a walk, focus your mind on something that you love, then that'll be a very practical way to deal with things. And oftentimes, at the end of that, you're able to go on in the right kind of mind. Yeah.
I totally agree, and also just before closing, I think you've all added really well to this conversation. And what I was going to say was what Hattie was talking about with injustice when I was younger. I really struggled with that. If I believed I was right,
and then somebody tells you you're wrong,
and I had to take that, I worked the whole rest of my life. I worked on how to combat that.
Yeah.
So and it's you're a work in progress. Do you know what I mean? For your whole life.
How to make it like sound like before we slow down? How to make it sound like proper rather than like.
Well, if you're talking about, because often when you obviously are wronged, you want to just hit back or come out the mouth slick. Do you know what I mean, or whatever. But you've got to learn not to do that.
Yeah.
Like, just take a breath. Like Mummy said, find things that might calm you down slightly. Mummy stroked my arm and stuff like that. That's something that does it for me. No, I'm Houston, of course. Thank you, Donna. And Halo, of course, yeah. And whoever, yeah. But yes, it is something that you must learn to master in order to go far in life, because unfortunately people are not going to always see eye to eye with you, and that's okay. But if it, is a stumbling block for you every time it happens, then it's only going to really affect you. Excuse me. Yeah, it's only going to affect you. So yeah. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed Dinner Diaries episode 9. God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next one.